right, welcome to Kababayan Today. This is your premier resource for anything and everything Filipino and Filipino-American. It is 5 days to go before Christmas, and already everywhere you see twinkly lights, Christmas ornaments, a lot of them electric ornaments as well. And we're going to be talking about that right about now on the show. Holiday safety tips, being joined today by a representative from Southern California Edison, Mr. Larry Peña. Hello and welcome to Kababayan Today.
Well, hello.
All right, we are in the thick of things, you know, seeing twinkly lights, whether indoors on Christmas trees, also outside, you know, outside the house, structure decorations. In terms of electric safety, is there anything that you would like to remind us?
Well, during this time of the year, the biggest concern is around maybe fires and frayed wires. So we want to make sure that everybody installs whatever it is that they're going to do in a way of decorations properly.
Okay.
So
how do you do that? Yeah.
So what I would never do is to use something like a staple gun, because what can happen is it causes abrasions on the insulation, and that's what is designed to protect you.
Okay.
Instead of doing it like that, at Southern California Edison, we recommend that you actually use zip ties and then use your staple gun to affix that to maybe your eaves or something like that.
Right. Oh, that's wonderful. Also, that's good advice, right? Because a lot of people will just staple, and then you're saying that it's really dangerous because it frays the cords.
It certainly is. And you know, this time of year, there's a lot of outdoor decorations as well. So when you're using those extension cords, be sure not to put them in at places that it's going to cause them to kink. You don't want any type of abrasion to actually jeopardize or damage the insulation. So around windows and underneath doors, don't do that.
All right, so something like this is already very dangerous, right?
Yes.
Yes, okay. That's very self-explanatory anyways. What happens when it's like that and we still use it?
Well, it's going to expose anybody, including your animals, to a shock. And so what you want to do is you want to make sure that anything that's like this is discarded immediately and get a new extension cord.
And when we're trying to reach high places, we're trying to put decors there, maybe we need a ladder. You're saying, I'm looking at the tips here, metal ladders conduct electricity, so it's a no-no.
Metal ladders are always a no-no. Use a wooden or fiberglass ladder and have somebody there that's going to be able to hold it for you to steady it. And certainly before you even get on it, inspect it. If you find it to be damaged or in disrepair, get rid of it and get a new ladder.
Yeah, that's wonderful. All right, good pieces of advice. It's nice to be reminded. A lot of these are self-explanatory, common sense, but it's still good to be reminded. Any other tips that customers should know?
Well, anytime you're around outside, you have that moisture issue. So moisture and electricity never mix. It's a deadly combination. So be aware of that. And anytime you're away from your home or when you go to bed, turn the lights off. Or better yet, maybe get a timer. This not only gives you a consistent ways of illuminating your home, but it also makes it much more safe, and it helps to conserve energy as well. And
you need to listen and you need to take action, because just also as we're reminding everyone, just to put it in perspective, it says on our notes that 5,800 people each year are treated in hospital emergency rooms. Is that correct?
That's correct. And over half of those folks are people involved with falls from ladders doing outdoor decorations.
All right, now let's talk about portable heating units, because it's so cold for people like me. I was born in the Philippines. I'm not used to this kind of weather, and I love, you know, heating inside a house. What are the things to remember?
Well, always keep space heaters away from things that can ignite, like curtains, carpets, maybe even furniture. Never use an extension cord with a portable heater. Make sure that it's in good working condition. Make sure that it's gone through some rigorous testing, more specifically with Underwriter Laboratory, maybe Canadian standards, or maybe even Intech. Those are all independent laboratories that assure product safety.
How do we know that if buying portable heating devices?
If you take a look on the device itself, it's going to have a label affixed to the heater itself. And if it's not there, it's likely going to be on the extension cord, and you'll see that UL listing with the circle around it.
Right. So make sure you check everything and you read everything. Now, it's saying here that when you're choosing a model, you have to look for a tip-over safety switch. What is that?
Well, what that does is that in the accidental occurrence of it getting tipped over by an animal, a small person, or an adult, it automatically turns itself off, and some of them even alarm to let you know that it's gotten tipped over.
Right. Models with built-in thermostats to save energy by not overheating the room.
Those are
You also
always
need to look for that?
Yeah, those are always good to have because you want to make sure that you don't superheat an area, and be sure to unplug them when they're not in use.
How big is this problem? I mean, yearly, how many families are affected?
Well, every year there are thousands of customers that go through devastation, and that's property loss, that's injuries, and sometimes even fatalities.
And portable heating units, is it better than, you know, central heating inside the house?
Well,
One or the other?
Well, one is portable and one is actually affixed to the house. So a lot of folks maybe that don't utilize the entire home want to only heat a small area, and they're perfectly fine for doing that. Just follow the same safety protocol that you normally would with any portable device.
And there are more tips and pieces of advice at website?
At sce.com/holiday lighting, or you can follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/SCE, and you can also reach us on Facebook. If you like us, we'll send you updates on safety tips all the time.
All right, I will do that. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
More power to you. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
More when we return on the show. Don't go away.